there is a disturbing truth about the people who try to hurt you. Whether it is a toxic partner, a jealous coworker, or a manipulative family member, they are all addicted to the same drug, and you are their dealer. Every time they insult you and you get angry, you are giving them a fix. Every time they guilt trip you and you apologize, you are feeding their addiction. You think you are having an argument, but you are not. You are engaged in a transaction. They trade chaos for your reaction. If you stop the reaction, you bankrupt their business. But doing this is incredibly hard. Your biology is wired to react. Your brain screams at you to defend yourself. So, how do you override millions of years of biology to become immovable? The ancient Stoics found the answer. They didn't just ignore the chaos. They mastered a technique to invert the energy back to the sender. By the end of this video, you will have a complete psychological armory. I am going to give you the exact scripts, the body language, and the mindset to make a manipulator feel completely powerless in your presence. But first, you have to understand why you have been losing every single time you try to explain yourself. Phase 1. The biological glitch, chess versus boxing. Let's look at the anatomy of your failure. When someone attacks you verbally, your brain's amygdala, the fear center, hijacks your logic. You enter fight or flight mode. You think, if I just explain my side clearly enough, they will understand. This is the reasoning trap. Imagine you are playing chess, but your opponent isn't playing chess. They are playing boxing. You move a pawn, logic. They punch you in the face, emotion. You try to explain the rules of chess, reasoning. They punch you again. You cannot win a game of logic against an opponent playing a game of emotion. Every time you open your mouth to explain, you are agreeing to play their game. You have already lost. Marcus Aurelius said, "It is not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." To win, you must refuse to step into the ring. But simply shutting up isn't enough. If you just stay silent while boiling inside, you will eventually explode. That is not power. That is suppression. True power requires a fundamental shift in how you view the other person. You need to stop seeing them as a threat and start seeing them as a subject. So, how do you make that shift? You need a tool called the Stoic Microscope. Phase 2. The Stoic Microscope, the internal shift. Here is the secret that changes everything. When a child throws a tantrum because their ice cream fell, do you feel personally attacked? Do you argue with the child? No. You look at them and think, a child is upset. You observe. You don't absorb. This is the Stoic Microscope. When a toxic person starts screaming, instead of listening to the words, look at the behavior. Analyze them like a scientist. Notice how their face turns red. Notice how their voice cracks. Notice how desperate they look for your attention. When you observe them, you detach from them. You are no longer their victim. You are their doctor examining a patient. This detachment creates strategic absence. You are physically in the room, but your emotional self has left the building. But here is the problem. The manipulator is smart. They will sense that you are detaching. They will ramp up the attack. They will say the one thing they know will hurt you most. When that happens, silence is not enough. You need to speak, but you must speak the language of the Stoics. What are the exact words that disarm a verbal grenade? Let's enter the combat simulation. Phase 3. Combat simulation. Exact scripts. We're going to go through 3 levels of attacks, from mild to extreme. Here is exactly what to say to maintain your sovereignty. Level 1. The bait. Provocation. They say, "You're acting crazy. You're so sensitive. Can't you take a joke?" The old you, "I'm not crazy. You're the one being rude." This is feeding them. The Stoic response. Use the board agreement. Look at them calmly and say, "You're allowed to think that." Or, "That is an interesting perspective." Why it works. You aren't fighting their reality. You are letting them keep it. It's like punching smoke. There is nothing for them to hit. Level 2. The guilt trip, manipulation. They say, after everything I did for you, this is how you treat me? You're so selfish. The old you. I'm not selfish. I do everything for you. Now you're begging for approval. The Stoic response. Use the broken record combined with validation of truth. I understand you feel disappointed, but the answer is still no. If they keep pushing, I hear you, but the answer is still no. Why it works. You validate their feeling, so they can't say you are cold. But you stand firm on your decision. You are an immovable wall. Level 3, the nuclear attack, the personal insult. They say, you are a failure. You'll never amount to anything. No one loves you. The old you, tears, anger, screaming match. The Stoic response. Use the mirror inquiry. Pause for a long time. Look them dead in the eye. Let the silence become uncomfortable. Then ask deeply and calmly, are you trying to hurt my feelings? Or does saying that make you feel better? Why it works. This is the ultimate God mode move. You are calling out the game. You are forcing them to look at their own malice. Usually, they will stutter or deny it. You have stripped them of their mask. But be warned. When you use these techniques effectively, the danger isn't over. In fact, it is about to get worse before it gets better. Phase 4. The extinction burst, the storm before calm. In psychology, when you stop reinforcing a behavior, it creates an extinction burst. Think of a vending machine. If you put money in and no soda comes out, you don't just walk away. You press the button again, then you kick the machine. You get more aggressive. When you apply the art of not reacting, the manipulator will kick the machine. They will spread rumors. They will bring up your past mistakes. They will try to turn others against you. Do not panic. This escalation is not a sign that you are failing. It is proof that you are winning. The machine is kicking because it is starving. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Be like the rock that the waves crash against." The waves crash hardest right before they break. If you stay consistent, if you hold the line, they will eventually exhaust themselves. Their power will evaporate because they have no one to fight with. Conclusion: the power of no. The ultimate power in life is not controlling others. It is controlling yourself. When you refuse to react, you are reclaiming your time, your energy, and your dignity. You are telling the world that your inner peace is not up for negotiation. The next time they try to drag you into a boxing match, remember, you don't have to put on the gloves. You don't have to step into the ring. Just stand outside. Watch them punch the air and remain the rock. If you want to master your mind and build an impenetrable character, subscribe to the channel. Let's build the fortress together.